for Swift Substance. Today's video, I am going to be answering your questions that you guys left on my Instagram. I didn't get a lot because you guys are no fun, but my name is Alyssa. For those who don't know me, follow me on Instagram at Alyssa Carrillo. And yeah, next time I ask for some questions, maybe you guys can drop some questions for me. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for joining again. So let's go ahead and get started. I have all the questions here on my phone. I've been screenshotting them, so bear with me. The first question is, how do you manage keeping up with friends post-grad? I think I'm very good at checking in with my friends. Well, for those who don't know, I'm from Texas, born and raised. And I went to school in South Texas, but I'm actually from North Texas, the Dallas area. Whenever I did move back to Dallas, because I graduated, I think that I was pretty good at, maintaining my friendships, checking up on my friends. I have, some really good friends, Maricela, Dana, and James. I still have you out there. There are still people out there that I check on, and when they just pop up in my head, I don't even think twice. I just text them. It has been a struggle ever since I picked up a full-time job. This is my first time working a full-time job, like a real job. I give them 40 hours a week, so my weekends are really dedicated to my friends. Now I try to choose a couple of weekends where it's just, dedicated to me, but I'm for sure an extrovert. I love my friends. I want to be around my friends. I have fun with my friends. Having fun by myself, that's one thing, but having fun with my friends, that's another. Holidays, not everybody's around their family on holidays, so text, be sure to check on your friends. Make sure you're supporting your friends. Make sure you're rooting your friends on, because this is that stage where we're trying to, transition from college kids to young adults to the real deal. And so a lot of my friends are married, having kids, stuff like that. And, it's nice to, I want to maintain those relationships because I want to be there whenever they do, get married, have kids, etc. And, I just be sure to maintain my relationships with my friends. Only those who really, really matter though. Next question is, how do you deal with haters? Personally, if you really know me, which if y'all really, really know me, I grew up in Arlington, and ever since I got to high school, I was always given some type of trouble. I just try to mind my business, but people always seem to want to try to drag me down in high school. You would never believe the person that I've become. Looking at high school Alyssa, I'm like, ew, I can't believe she let those people get to her. Because, I was getting into fights, I had jury duty, teen court, all that crap. You would never guess. Looking at the person I am today. At the end of the day, when you come across so many instances where you're put in that position, it just gets old. It all started when I was 14, 15, going through my puberty stage. Now I'm 22, and it's how do I deal with a hater? I don't even fucking care at this point. It's all about me. I'm really focusing on my energy. I'm really focusing on my surroundings, my vibrations. So how do I deal with haters? I thank God that they exist, because obviously I'm doing something right? I try not to take anything personal. I'm a Leo, so it's really hard for me not to take things personal. If you're having problems with people judging you, if you're having problems, I've always been the person, and y'all can just tell by my YouTube, I've always been the person to share with you guys on an intimate level. I just released a waxing video. I know TMI, but that's just the way I am. I'm very open, I'm very authentic, I'm very straightforward. You really have to have that self-confidence in yourself that none of that matters. Be yourself, and as long as you're being yourself, you're going to attract an authentic crowd of people that genuinely want to be around you. Now don't get me wrong, you still have to keep that third eye on your back. Keep that third eye on your back, but you know, like, yeah, you just can't let the haters get to you. When you learn to love yourself, it just starts to get old. Like the haters, that type of stuff. It's like more so a thing where you just like, you bring it up once, laugh about it, and then like goes into the pile with all the rest. So, all right, so next question is, talk about the corniest pickup lines you've heard. And what do you look for in a guy? I don't know. There's so many. I don't know. People be getting really mad creative in my DMs. It makes me laugh, but I can't really. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I don't have an answer for that one. I can tell you guys that I have a corny sense of humor. So even if you slide in my DMs on the corniest of the corniest corn, like I will eat it up. If you're cute. Anyways, what do you look for in a guy? I look for a guy that has his shit together. And I know that I don't necessarily have my shit together, but at the same time, when I say have your shit together, I mean at least have like goals, a certain mindset to where you're working towards your goals. What my mom always told me was you want to get with a guy that can provide everything you can provide and more. I ain't trying to be the breadwinner, okay? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just look for a guy that's accepting. He can't be too uptight because I'm like very goofy, very outspoken. So I need a guy to like be able to handle my personality. But as well as have a personality. I look for an intellectual guy, like if we cannot have a conversation, because you know how many guys, I don't care who or what you have, if you make 6 figures, I don't care. If you don't have a personality, I can't. And I think part of the reason is because I talk so much, like I can't talk to myself, period. I love a generous guy and a genuine guy. So when I say generous, it's like you offer things without me even having to ask. Not even necessarily saying that I would take those things, but I'm just saying like the thought of knowing that like, okay, like he got me type stuff. Genuine, like I love someone who is just very passionate and truthful, because I'm very passionate and truthful and sincere in everything I say. So I expect that to be reciprocated. Hardworking, for sure. Someone who's very supportive. Next question is, does being a bad bitch come natural to you? I sure hope it does. I don't know. Why y'all ask me that question? Y'all put me on the spot. 90% of the time, I am 100% me, if that makes sense. Because there are some times when I have to tone my personality down a little bit. If I look like a bad bitch on the outside, then it's natural. Okay, next question is, what do you do for work and what are your plans for life? So what I do for work, I don't want to be on here talking about work. What I do for work is I work in the corporate America world, and it's my first job. I went to school for mass communication where I thought I wanted to do broadcast. I'm not really a political puppy, so I don't really see myself evolving in the newsroom. I did an intern with the Spurs in the G League, Austin Spurs, and I feel like I can only have a conversation with someone about basketball. Not really any other sport like football, baseball, soccer, hockey, none of that, no. So I already felt defeated going into that industry, and so I don't know, I just felt like the entertainment industry is for me. Like I feel like my personality might be a little too big for the office. Like I do have to tone it down a lot. Like I love putting on a show. That was probably my favorite part about broadcast, was getting in front of the camera and putting on a show. I love public speaking. I love presenting presentations. That's my thing. You know, being in front of a large crowd, I love that. Just being able to talk, if I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you know, I'm still, you know, it's been almost a full year since I've been out of school, and I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. because what I thought I wanted to do, it didn't hit me until I graduated and how hard it was to get a job in that field. I think I'm more of like the media person, like media marketing, social media. I want to do something more creative, like creating content for websites, HTML, that type of stuff. I feel like that's for me. Next question is, if there is one thing in life you could go back and change, what would it be and why? It would probably be, I don't want to say this, but I'm just going to be truthful. The university I chose to go to. I chose to go to Texas State, where I met some amazing fucking people. Those people are the only reason I'm like, okay, yes, I got something out of Texas State. But honestly, I wish I would have went to an HBCU. You know, my cousin went to Prairie View. You guys know Prairie View, and I got accepted into Prairie View and scholarships from Prairie View, good scholarships, and turned it all down for Texas State. Or I kind of wish I would have went to Houston. I know you Dallas natives are gonna eat me up. I kind of would have went to U of H. I just applied to colleges, and my older sister, her dream school was Texas State, and she never got to go to college. So I was like, you know, me being a little sister, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Texas State because my sister, that's her dream school. So believe it or not, my orientation, that was my first time actually being on campus, and I went by myself. Met some people. At the end of the day, it's like, I feel like I should have explored more of my options, because I definitely would have considered U of H, because it's, you know, it's in a bigger city. Like I say, if you come to Texas, it's either Dallas or Houston, never Austin. What is Austin? So I kind of wish I could have, like, you know, lived out in Houston for a little bit, maybe closer to my family, like my cousin. So I'm still grateful and happy that everything worked out the way it did, because I went through a lot of stuff at Texas State, and I'm kind of glad I went through those things, because like I said, it molded me into who I am today. Would you ever do a social media relationship again? I started following you from Kale. Okay, well, first of all, I would say our relationship wasn't really on social media. Like, we never posted each other. We would post each other on stories every now and then, but like, there was never a picture of us together on either one of our Instagrams. I wouldn't consider it a social media relationship at all. I'm surprised, girl, you found me. Cause he don't even post me. He didn't even post me that much. So would I ever do a social media relationship? Let's just leave it at that. Would I ever do a social media? Because I feel like personally I've never done one. But it's like, I feel like if I find the right person, then yes, I would put them on my social media. But I wouldn't, you know, put too much out there. But I mean, I would love to show off my man if I'm getting that same energy back. And I would love to do dorky shit, like couple video on my YouTube channel, stuff like that. Cause it's like I said, I'm looking for someone who has a personality too. So I'm pretty good at like not entertaining all the attention I get on social media. So I would hope the same for my boyfriend, so that we can be able to share a little bit on social media, but not necessarily everything. So hope that answered your question, sis. Next question is, what is your ethnicity? So my ethnicity, I am half black, half Mexican. My father is black, my mother is Mexican. The perfect mix. How many siblings do you have? So I have 3. Jesus Christ. I have 2 sisters, my older sisters. Christina, she's 34, and Aaliyah, she's 24, and then me, I'm 22. And then I have 3 brothers. My older brother, he is 30, right? 30, Jesse, and then Anthony he's 16, going on 17 this year. Wow. My other little one, Alon, he just turned 15 in February. Wow. Turn on and turn offs in your significant other. So let's start with the turnoffs. Turnoffs is one of my biggest pet peeves is bad breath. I just expect my significant other to let me know when my breath stinks, and I will let him know when his breath stinks. So that's one of my main like turnoffs, is because like if we're going in for a kiss and your breath stinks, that's just gonna like, ew. Saying you're gonna do something and not do it, like, because I will hold it against you forever. Another turn off is, let's see, like not always being invited to the function. Like I be wanting to go out with my man. So a turn off is when my man doesn't want to go out with me, or let's go out together. I get it sometimes, like you want to have guys night, which I am all for, because sometimes I want to have girls night. But like all in all, there are times where I would prefer to like go out with my significant other, because at the end of the day, I'm just going to get drunk and then I want to go home with you so we could do the do. Like and a turn on, I would say a turn on is probably like a smile. I love someone like if you have a nice smile, like that's probably like, you could probably get anything out of me if you have a nice smile. When my significant other like wants to like work out with me, I really like that. Like let's work out. I would say another turn on about my significant other is when they cook for me. Like that will turn me on. Like, okay, you cook dinner. All right, I got you with dessert. Dressing, like, oh, wintertime, I love a fucking turtleneck and chain. Like a turtleneck and chain. Don't get me started. Or like in the summertime, like you button it down a little bit and you have your chain. Oh. Y'all got me in my feelings. Let's stop. New question. What's one thing you cannot live without? My phone. No, seriously. I'm gonna say my phone, but one thing I cannot live without is, I hate to be this person, but meat. I'm sorry. I know all you vegans and vegetarians are gonna come for my throat, but I love meat. Like I'm a carnivore at heart. I'm sorry. Another thing I can't live without would probably be, I can't live without my car. I need my car, okay? 2 years ago, you wanted a little you. What changed? I was literally just joking about that, okay? Like, there are times when I'm like, OMG, like, I would want a little me, like a little baby. But I am not financially stable enough for a child. I don't know. I just, I don't want to ever have to stress. Like, I feel like I'm not done being selfish, which is okay for me to say. I'm not done being selfish. I couldn't imagine, like, I want to be able to bring my child into this world, spoil them, and spoil me. So, and I'm not ready for that. And I feel like I need a stable relationship, because baby daddy is something that I never want to have to refer to anybody as. I want something stable and healthy before I bring a little me into this world. I've been on birth control for, what, 5 years now? And it will stay in me until I find the one, period. Something you learned about yourself during quarantine. Something I learned about myself during quarantine was how much I am such a freaking social butterfly. Like, I used to be out every weekend, or, you know, I used to have plans every weekend, and it just felt really weird. Like, I felt like I wasted a weekend just like sitting inside for the first maybe like 2 to 3 weeks. But then, you know, I started like refocusing on myself, thinking about my future, thinking about plans. You know, I made a decision that, you know, whenever my lease is up, I want to move back home and save more money, and like, you know, there's just a lot of things I thought about, like my future career wise, and like, what do I really want to do? What do I enjoy doing? I thought about people. Like, I've learned that, like, who really my friends? Like, who do I find myself talking to, checking on? Who's checking on me? Who's talking to me? I've also learned that I am a good ass cook and I could really do it. Like, I've really slowed down on eating out because, don't get me wrong, I love my chips and salsa and my margaritas. So I've learned, you know, how to appreciate the kitchen a little bit more. I have an animal. I have a cat. So I learned that, you know, working from home. I've been working from home for a little over 2 months now. And so, like, working from home and just seeing, like, my cat is, like, literally in my lap 19 hours out of the 24-hour day. Like, he is stuck to me like glue. I don't know where he is right now. He's been stuck to me like glue, and it just made me realize, like, dang, maybe I need to, you know, take a weekend to myself where I just, like, you know, stay home. And it's like, I just miss my friends and my family. And that's why I'm just like, I'm a little excited about moving back home for a little bit. And, cause, you know, thinking about, like, being quarantined with my mom, like, at least I would have had someone to, like, watch movies with, or, like, you know, like, do stuff like that. Cause, like I said, because I am such a social butterfly, like, I find myself getting lonely at sometimes. Don't get me wrong, like, I love my fucking space. I love it. There is like, I'm not complaining about having my space, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes, like, whenever you want to, it's different when you're, like, interacting, like, over the phone, or, like, someone's like, oh, let's FaceTime, or, like, texting, versus, like, actually being in person. Like, sometimes I wish I could watch, like, Little Women LA in the living room with my mom. It's made me, like, be grateful for a lot of things, because, you know, our economy did crash a little bit, and people were losing jobs, and I was just, like, very grateful to have a job that allowed me to work from home. And I was just grateful to still be making money to, like, pay my bills, because, like I said, I'm on my own right now. So yeah, get a sword or nunchuck. You know, if it's, you know, I can easily just, you know, one quick move and I got you. But nunchucks, we gotta get a little too close for that, and I gotta, like, put in a little bit too much energy for all of that. So we're not gonna go with the nunchuck. All right, you guys. So that is all the questions that I got. I do thank everyone for. Everyone that has sent me a question. I thank you guys for participating and wanting to get to know me. And if you have not subscribed and this is not your first time watching my video, come on, just log into your Gmail account and hit that subscribe button, okay? Doesn't take but like 60 seconds, okay? And yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in. Bye.